Our first guest is none other than the Flint historian himself, Mr. Gary Flinn, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey. You can pass these photos around.
Okay.
Thank you. A lot has happened in the past month. As you may recall, last month I did 3 presentations. First one in Montrose, the second one nearby at the Historical Society in the old Durand office building, and the third one in Flushing. The Flushing one was recorded by our own Jenny, and the video she made, most of it was aired Monday on Comcast Channel 17, and the rest of it, about 50 minutes or so, should air on a forthcoming Creative Alliance show on Comcast 17, which is Mondays at 6 p.m. All of it, though, you can get on the Flint Underground channel on YouTube. And I thank Jenny for shooting videos of my presentations. And as a token of my appreciation, I have something for Jenny.
Me? You have something for me?
Yes.
What? Can I look in there?
Yes, open it.
Pull over the card. Winter storm warning in effect immediately. What's going to happen? Oh, it's a gift card!
Yes, a Best Buy gift card. She can use it to get supplies such as blank media or maybe memory for a camera. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So this is from you. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Oh, thank you, Gary. That is so sweet.
Yes.
We can't make this a habit though, because that could get expensive.
Yeah. My presentation this month is appropriate for the holiday season. It's a piece I wrote for the Flint Journal 9 years ago about what Christmas was like in downtown Flint way back when. It's called, you probably don't remember all this, but it's called Remember When Crowds Flocked to Downtown Flint for Holiday Shopping. Younger readers, especially those at the new University of Michigan Flint Residence Hall who are clamoring for more places to go downtown, may find it hard to imagine, but downtown Flint used to be the place to go for Christmas shopping. There was the 8-story Smith Bridgeman department store, the lavishly decorated place for children to see Santa Claus. There was the fair, JCPenney, and just north of downtown, Sears. There was Latecomer Montgomery Ward, which opened in 1965. Avery's Men's Clothing was so busy they had to lock the door and let in a limited number of customers, recalled Esther Price of Flint Township, who's sadly no longer around, whose childhood memories of downtown Flint stretched as far as the 1930s. Downtown stores would extend their hours, and Larry Feinstein, who was 76 9 years ago of Flint Township, I think he's still around, so remembers crowds and cops on every corner of Saginaw Street from the point where Detroit Street, now King Avenue, began to Court Street. Michael Mellett, who was 68 at the time, he's still around, of Flint Township, whose family owned the Vogue women's clothing store chain, recalled that the Vogue was mobbed during the Christmas season, as were most other downtown Flint businesses back in the late 40s, 50s, and 60s. Mellett said he believes one of the Vogue's 12 display windows was the largest in Genesee County at 35 feet wide. He said school and church groups would make special trips to see the Christmas window displays. We planned our Christmas windows and interior trim the day after Christmas for the following year, Mellett said by email. On the corner next to the windows would be a Salvation Army kettle, manned with a uniformed couple ringing a bell, Mellett recalled. On Saturdays, a band would join them playing Christmas carols. Closer to Christmas, it wasn't unusual to have church groups in different Flint churches singing a cappella Christmas carols downtown, also, Mellett said. Add to this picture snow falling and huge crowds of people bustling with packages of beautifully gift-wrapped presents. 1913 saw the first municipal Christmas at City Hall, spearheaded by then-Mayor Charles Stewart Mott, who was able to get every church in town represented for the ceremony. A surviving downtown tradition began in 1937 with the annual Citizens Bank Holiday Sing. We remember this was back in 2008. The 71st annual sing will take place this year on the morning of Christmas Eve at the lobby of the main office downtown. We'll see if Huntington Bank continues that tradition this year. Early on, the original Vehicle City arches over Saginaw Street were fitted with multicolored lights, a tradition revived in recent years with the new arches. Decorations became even more lavish by the 1960s, with ornaments towering over the middle of Saginaw Street at Kersey Street and 2nd Street. At this point, Jenny can insert the nighttime shot of downtown Flint back then. How did they do it? A 1960 photo by Flint Journal photographer Dante Levy gave the secret. A high wire strung between what is now the Thompson-Dexel building at the southwest corner of Saginaw Kersey Streets and the penny store at the northeast corner where the University Pavilion is now. And Jenny can insert a video of the decorations being installed. The other high wire remains at Saginaw and 2nd Streets, strung from the old Woolworth building, where the Montgomery College Culinary School is now being developed, at the northwest corner to the drying building at the northeast corner. Downtown wasn't just all holiday shopping and decorations. It was also a place for parties and dancing. In 1944, Masonic Temple held the annual Kishma Grotto Christmas Party, and the Colony Dancing Club held its Yuletide Ball in the ballroom at the Grand Hotel. Christ remembers Christmas dances at the Ivy Auditorium. There were also once many downtown theaters, of which the Capitol Theater is the only example still standing. December was Joy Month in the 1949 promotion for 5 of them owned by operated Butterfield Theaters. The festive atmosphere began to change after local shopping malls were built in 1969 and 1970 in Burton and Flint Township. The first big downtown store to leave was the Fair, which opened at the Southland Plaza in 1957 and closed the downtown store in 1958. Sears and Woolworth left for the new Genesee Valley Mall in 1970. The big blows came in 1979 and 1980. In 1979, JCPenney and the Vogue Women's Clothing Store held store closing sales during the Christmas holiday of 1979. Payne's Furniture Store held its going out of business sale at the same time. Penny's opened new stores on January 1980 in Eastland Mall, now Cortland Center, and Genesee Valley. Alas, the 1979 holiday season was also the final one for Ward's and Smith Bridgman. Ward's closed in 1980, and the parent company of Smith Bridgman went bankrupt, forcing its closing after 118 years. While the suburban malls appealed to shoppers for many reasons, my mother, Lillian Flynn, put her finger on them. It was cold downtown, she recalled. Today, the site of Smith Bridgman is the parking lot across from the Legal Services of Eastern Michigan building, which is where the fair used to be. The former Sears store is now the Ruther Center office building at 711 North Saginaw Street. The Vogue has been torn down, and you can still see ghosts of the Ward sign on what is now the McCree Courts and Human Services Center. Downtown has not recovered despite attempts at revitalization over the years, but many today see young people, including those UM Flint residential students, as the key to attracting new businesses. And in the decades since then, we are happy to see more development happening downtown Flint. And it should be continuing, especially with the MCC Culinary School going into the former Woolworths building. And I hope they bring back the classic lunch counter that Woolworth had. Well, that's my piece for this month, and I thank you very much.
Give it up for Mr. Gary Flynn one more time, please.